The new iOS 26.4 is now just around the corner. We're hours away from the release of this update to the public, and I'm really surprised that Apple actually didn't release it yesterday, but it should happen very soon. So in this video, I will show you guys 8 really important things that I believe you must know before you update your device to the new iOS 26.4. Now, before we get into all that, I just want to ask you guys for a really quick favor. Most of you guys that watch my videos are currently not subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy the videos and you want to see more of them, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel a lot. Now, first of all, let's talk about the release date. Now, we have been expecting iOS 26.4 to be released to the public this Monday. That was March 23rd, but it didn't happen. Apple didn't release it, and in my opinion, then it will happen tomorrow. There is a chance that it also happens today, but usually Apple will release these big updates either on a Monday or a Wednesday. So if it doesn't happen today, then most likely iOS 26.4 will be released to the public on March 25th. That will be this Wednesday at, of course, the usual 10 a.m. Pacific time. Now, another thing you need to know is that the size of this update will be quite big. Of course, it's a big update, and you can see it right here. This is the RC version of iOS 26.4. Of course, it won't be 8 gigabytes. It's actually almost 9 gigabytes right here, because this is updating from beta 4 to the RC, which means that it will completely reinstall iOS on the device. Still, it will probably have like 2 to 3 gigs of storage that it will require for the update to install. Actually, the update should be like 2 to 3 gigs, and it will require more than that to be able to install on the device. Usually, you should have at least double of the size of the update in order for it to install on the device. If you have been updating to these updates of iOS 26.4, you probably know by now that it is actually quite big. Every update on iOS 26 has actually been quite big on size, so expect this to be quite big as well. So make sure you have a lot of free storage on your iPhone to update to iOS 26.4. Now, if you don't have enough free storage, there is a very easy way to actually get some extra free storage to install the update. So once you go here under the iPhone storage section, all you have to do, if you don't want to bother with deleting any of your photos or videos or something like that, just take a look at the apps right here and see the apps that are taking a ton of space on your iPhone. These are actually smaller apps. So if I go to Snapchat right here, you can see documents and data 3.4 gigs, and then we have just 332 megabytes for the app itself. So what I can do is just delete this app if I don't have enough free storage, install the update, and then I can come back and install the app again on my device. Now, updating, of course, will be very simple. You head on to the general settings, software update, and right here you will have the update for iOS 26.4. Of course, that will happen if you're on iOS 26.3 or 26.3.1, because if you're on the RC of iOS 26.4, then you won't get an update here at all unless Apple will release an update for iOS 26.4, which has a different build number from the RC. Then make sure to check this and see if there's an update or not. Usually it's a small update around 300 to 500 megabytes. The next thing you need to know is the features. Well, if you have been following my videos or other channels that talk about 26.4, you know that there are a ton of new features, the new music features, the new podcast video, new widgets for the home screen, offline music recognition, new updates for urgent reminders, and all that cool stuff. But there is also missing features, and one of them will be the new Siri. We actually had reports that the new Siri is coming with iOS 26.4. Not everything, some features were postponed for iOS 27, but we expected a lot of the new features to come with iOS 26.4. But if you think that you will get those features on your device, don't actually hope for that, because it's not coming. The new Siri is not actually coming with iOS 26.4. Otherwise, of course, it's great. It has a ton of features. You probably get around like 50 new features and changes. Most of them are actually really useful and actually will make your device better running the new iOS 26.4. Now, one thing that won't actually disappoint you when you update your device to iOS 26.4 is the performance. And you can see the Geekbench score here. This is Geekbench 6. The score right here for the iPhone 17 Pro Max, it's actually amazing. So we have a multi-core score of 10,175. That's actually the best score on this device. And then we have here the single core score, which is also great at 3,893. Both the single core score and multi-core score are just amazing. And you can even, of course, see it on everyday use. It's actually very smooth. It works really well. And you don't have any like glitches or crashes or random reboots or stuff like that. It is actually one of the best updates that I had on my devices. It is really good. Performance is actually great with this update for iOS 26.4. The next important thing that you need to know is, of course, the battery life. With every update, most users will be concerned about battery life because sometimes users expect to actually get worse battery life when they update their device. So taking a look here at the battery usage, if we go ahead and take a look at these battery usage right here, you can see that the times, the hours that I'm getting on this device are actually amazing. Now, iOS 26.4 Beta 1 and Beta 2 have been okay with battery life. Since Beta 3, it's actually way better. You can see right here what we're getting. So almost 9 hours, 66% battery usage, 9 hours, 12 minutes there. Right here, almost 11 hours, 83% battery usage, almost 9 hours, 66, right here, 10 hours, 73, 77, almost 10 hours, and then right here, 8 hours and 30 minutes with 72% battery usage, and right here we have almost 4 hours with 29% battery usage. It is actually great. The battery life is amazing with iOS 26.4, so this shouldn't be your concern at all if you're thinking about updating your device. So the big question, should you update or not? Well, I think you should. I have been using this update since Beta 1, since the first day it was released, and it's actually really good. As I said, battery life is actually good, and it has been improved a lot from Beta 3 and on, so don't worry about battery life, but also performance is really good. And from everything that I have seen and I have read on Reddit and on YouTube and everywhere, it's actually a good update, and it doesn't have like any significant glitches or bugs that you should worry about. Again, if you're worrying about this update, then you might want to wait for a couple of days and see the response from the users once this is out to the public, but I don't actually see any issues at all with you installing this update right away once it's out to the public. So what's next for iOS 26? Well, if you have probably seen, Apple has just announced WWDC 2026, and June the 8th will be the date where Apple will present iOS 27. So that's now confirmed. That's really exciting. But also we're getting, most likely in a week from now, we're getting a new beta, and that will be iOS 26.5. Now, as I said at the beginning of the video, we're expecting the release of iOS 26.4 to happen either today or tomorrow, and then I would expect early next week, most likely March 30th or 31st, to be the day that Apple releases the first beta of iOS 26.5, and it will be really interesting to see if that will be the one that will contain the new Siri features. So that's basically it for this video, guys. These are 8 really important things that I believe you must know before you update your device to the new iOS 26.4 once it's out, again, most likely either today or tomorrow. That is it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.